Hey, so look what the insurance company did to my kitchen here. This was about 3 years ago. We had an insurance claim. Our floor got flooded because of a burst pipe with our freezer. And I didn't find out until a couple years later. It was too late to do anything about it at that point. But the insurance company did not cover our upper cabinets being replaced. I just didn't know any better at the time. Nobody in my family knew better at the time. But apparently it is their obligation to repair anything and replace anything that devalues your home. And this is something that I learned from Rob Hughes, who's a public adjuster, and that's what you're watching this video. That's what this is about. So full disclosure, I'm a full-time digital marketer. I run a marketing agency, and I'm running advertisements, and everything that you see right now on this landing page is something that I've created. But I never, ever offer or put myself out there on behalf of my clients and record a video to be a front-facing spokesperson for a client. It's just not something that I do. But as I've gotten to know Rob over the last year and a half or so, since we've been working together, I am such a believer in what he's doing because he's actually legitimately helping people. And I'll just tell you just straight up, my mind was absolutely blown when I was getting to know him. I was learning what a public adjuster is and what he's responsible for. And I just didn't know that he existed out there. I didn't know that there was someone that could come in and do a better job than the insurance company does at properly assessing damage. Now that I know, I can tell you unequivocally, I will never again not hire a public adjuster when I have an insurance claim out. It's just, you're just leaving too much money on the table when that happens. So anyway, as I was getting to know Rob about a year and a half ago, I was learning about his industry, what he does. And he was just telling me over the course of a couple of meetings how many different tactics that the insurance company, that the adjuster that they send to assess the damage in your home or commercial property, whatever you've got, but how well trained they are at overlooking things that they don't want to pay for. I'm not here to accuse anybody of wrongdoing, whether it is intentional or whether it's just a lack of training. I think it's probably both. That seems to be what the general consensus is if you ask any public adjuster. Basically, I mean, like I said, they were obligated to cover our upper cabinets on the basis that they don't match our lower cabinets. And according to Rob, he told me that them not doing that devalues your home. And the kitchen is the most valuable room in the home. So naturally, they should have replaced those. Over the course of a couple meetings, I mean, he was telling me like I should have been compensated for, I'm probably like 100 different things. I don't know how many. We had several meetings, and it just every meeting, my heart was sinking more and more and more on how much they whittled down, how much they actually owed us. But I didn't know any better. I was ignorant about it, as most people are. You don't know what you don't know. So one of those things is I run an agency. I work from home, and this project took about 6 weeks. And whether you own your own business and work from home, or if you work a regular 9-to-5 job, if there's any disruption in your ability to perform or have output for your work, you should be compensated for that. That's one thing. Another thing is that he told me is that, well, since we were displaced out of our kitchen, he said, where did you have your kitchen then? And I told him my office. And, he said, well, if it was out of your office, that's not considered like a livable, space. And so because your house wasn't really livable, they should have compensated you to put you guys up in an Airbnb or hotel or something of that nature. And I had no idea. If we could have relocated for the 4 to 6 weeks to an Airbnb while they worked on our house, we would have. What a pain, basically. And so all that to say, what we've learned is that the insurance agent or the insurance adjuster that they send to your house, their tactics are going to be to save the company money. They cannot represent both the company that pays them, that writes their paycheck, and and represents you. It's like having a real estate agent who's representing both the buyer and the seller. Or it's like a state prosecutor prosecuting someone for a crime, but they're also representing the defendant. It just doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, you can only fight for one party or the other. And that's what the insurance company does, is they send someone who's going to save the company as much money as humanly possible. Rob doesn't do that. He's a third-party adjuster. He's got a construction background. He knows exactly what he's looking for. He knows how to get every penny that you're owed out of your insurance claim to make sure that every single repair is done the way it should be done. So he'll handle the claim for you. If you've got an open claim, he'll take over the process. He will negotiate. He'll do all the paperwork. He'll do his own inspection. He and his team will handle all of it from A to Z, all of it. And if you've had a claim in the last 12 months or so that has already been settled, and you know or you suspect there's hidden damage, or you're like in my situation and it's not too late, like you're within a window where you can reopen a claim. For me, this is 3 years ago, so there's nothing I can do about it anymore. But if that's you, you can reopen a claim and have another inspection done. All you need to do is fill out the form below on this website, and you can reach out to the team, and you can start what is called a claim review. And this team, Rob and his team, will review your claim if it's already been closed or settled, to see if it's worth reopening. He can basically audit the job that your insurance company did for you. It's a free audit. It's no risk at all to you. And Rob and his team does not get paid unless and until you get paid. So there's literally no risk. The worst case scenario is you send in your documentation to him and he tells you they covered everything, right? Or there's not enough to go after to justify putting you through the process. But I can tell you, I see people coming through with claims on a regular basis through his system. And the reason my mind is so blown at what he does is because it is not uncommon to see a $20,000 or $30,000 claim turn into a $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 plus claim, just from the stuff that he's found that's been overlooked or intentionally just not mentioned. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. I just really highly recommend getting a public adjuster. And like I said, if you already have a claim that's been settled, you can reopen it if it's within the last 12 months or so. If you have a claim, though, that you have damage that just happened, or you're in the middle of filing the claim and going through that process right now is the time to call him, because the more you tell the insurance company, the more you engage with them, the more ammunition you're giving them to deny certain aspects of what should otherwise be covered. It's like any other insurance industry, I mean, they're going to look for ways out of paying you what they owe you. So like I said, the contact form below, chat widget is there as well. You can connect directly with one of his team members through that, or you can just pick up the phone and call. There's a call button on the bottom of the site here. So again, my name's Jeff, and I thank you for listening to me, and hopefully you get this worked out.